Well, welcome everybody. I want to welcome everybody to Evaluation Wednesday, Comp Wednesday. This is what we do. This is third part of a three-part training class that we have every week. First off is Frank on Mondays with his contracts class. Then we have Tuesdays with Cade, our Tech Tuesdays with our Coach Cade. And then with me on Wednesdays for Comp Wednesday, Evaluation Wednesday. And so we try to cover all aspects of the some of the aspects of the real estate industry. I don't know the experience levels. I know a few of you. I don't know Donovan that well, nor Kevin are that well, so I'm not really quite sure your experience level. But this is for everybody. Trying to get you familiar with copying a property. We do live transactions every Wednesday. People will bring in a property that they're going to list, are going to buy, are going to help a buyer with. Florida, hello, how are you? Are also property situations, any property issues that you might be experiencing on one of your listings, or maybe a potential helping out assisting a buyer. We also talk about we talk about a whole different array of things on Comp Wednesdays. Gonna start doing some videos on some issues, some live YouTube videos, just short little snippets of issues that we see. At properties. I'm going to start doing that and introducing those to this Comp Wednesday, so we can just go over just so when you see some things. Also, what I'm going to be doing that was brought to my attention today by one of the newer agents that we have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a checklist for you guys. I'm going to create a checklist of things that you should be looking for when you go out to inspect a property, right? A potential listing, or when you're inspecting a property with your buyers. I'm going to create a list, a checklist basically, of things that you should be looking for that are going to be possible issues or need for repair or things like that. I don't know if there's one out there already, a list, but besides being a broker with a broker associate with eXp Realty, I'm also a licensed certified appraiser for many years. So I know what the appraisers are looking for and what they're going to be calling out. But like I always tell everybody, every appraiser is different. I'm going to look for things. Somebody else is going to look for things and different things, but we all do the same job. All those appraisers do the same job. However, sometimes we look at different things differently because we're all different. We're all individuals. So, so I'm going to be creating a checklist of repairs needed and health and safety issues that I'm going to be sending out to people that join me on Wednesday nights, or any new agent or existing agent, so that at least you guys have a checklist when you go through these homes, through these properties, when you're taking a listing or helping a buyer, that you can say, okay, I checked that, I saw that, that looks good, that needs to be repaired, blah blah blah. So at least you're not going in blind, right? As an appraiser, I already kind of know what I'm looking for. I already know. I make mental notes, right? Because I already know. But a lot of you, again, I don't know your experience level in the real estate industry. So this will give you a little like, okay, I can follow this list. This is what I'm looking for. This is what we need to take care of. There's the potential repairs that might be called out by the appraiser. But you know what? What they say, forewarned is forearmed, right? So so that's what I'm going to be also creating also for you, and be sending that out also. So I think that will be definitely assisting the agents and just everybody in general. So I'm going to be doing that. So tonight we are going to be going over a property that is going to be taken a listing that our fearless leader Frank is going to be getting coming up very soon. Frank, are you there? Can you explain it a little bit more if you're there?
Actually, this is someone I put in a home just over 2 years ago, and they're going to stay in it. But I went to visit them because I'm a big circle of influence people, so I'm visiting former clients, and they just did a spectacular job at remodeling this home. And I'm sure they've added quite a bit of value since we bought it just over 2 years ago.
Oh, so they're not going to list it?
No, they're not going to list it. I wish it. I think it would sell for 300,000-400,000 more than we got it for, but no. I was visiting.
And do they want to know just what it's worth, or?
Yeah, they want to know. They want to see how well they did in their investment. I think they made a great decision at a great time, and they've done well for themselves.
Okay, great. Okay, I wasn't quite sure. You had talked about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my phone. Frank sent me a lot of photos for this property.
Yes.
And wait, what's that? Okay, I'm still the host, right? Am I the host?
Yes, you are.
And I am going to share the photos from my phone that oh, here's another one. Here's somebody else coming in. That Frank said of all the upgrades that was done to this property. And when you see these photos, you're going to say, wow, they did a lot. So hopefully you can see these photos. This is my cell phone, and Frank just sent these to me of the home that he were talking about, and I'll give you the address. It's on 1014 Elk Avenue in the city of Glendale. And I'll give you the other details after we go through all these photos. So as you can see, he just purchased, I guess he was the listing agent of this, he helped them, I mean, not the listing agent, he was the buyer's agent. He helped them buy this property. It closed, it was contracted in December of 2020 and closed January of 2021. So here you go, here's some photos. Oh, I don't know why, oh, I think he's sending me more photos as we're talking, so it's
yes,
so
they did. There's some photos of the exterior. They did everything from the outside into the home. They did a great job.
Yeah, that looks like they did an awesome job. Look at that. That's the living, looks like the living room. It's a small house, by the way. It's only like little over 700 feet. So this thing is not a big property at all. As you can tell, look at is that a fireplace? I'm assuming that's is that a
yes,
TV
that's
above?
I guess it's a pretty expensive marble type of fireplace.
Yeah, those are those electric fire. They look really nice. I don't know if you've seen them before. They're super nice. They do generate heat though too. So not just that they look nice, I think they're very efficient also. Here's another angle of the living room. So you can tell they did all the flooring. They did kitchens, kind of a small kitchen, but again, the house is only little over 700 square feet. So, but looks like they did a really nice job, but very narrow kitchen, but you can't have a huge kitchen in a 700 square foot house. We have the stainless steel appliances. Bathroom. Look at that bathroom. Wow. They put some money into that. They definitely put some money into that bathroom. Very very modern. The bedroom, here's the bedroom. They have a skylight. Some other another picture of the bedroom, bathroom. And let's see what else we got here. That's the other bathroom, 2 bathrooms. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, right, Frank? If he's still there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Look at that. That's really nice. Super nice. And they did all of this within the last 2 years, right? The exterior got some exterior landscaping. Got some
Yes.
exterior landscaping there. Oh, this, it looks like the site. Is that the site? No, that's the front yard, right? That looks like the front yard.
Yeah. It's not a big lot or a big home, but
No.
it's, I mean, they made the most of the space for
Yeah.
sure.
Uh, there it is. There's the house. It looks, they did, looks like new stucco. Did they put a new roof on there?
Yes.
And you see, I'm gonna, as you can tell, you can see that that garage has, that was a garage, right? You can see the driveway,
Yeah.
and that was a 1-car garage. Is that, is that permitted?
It,
Is that included in the square
it's,
footage of the
it
home?
no longer has it no longer has the garage. It was, converted to a bedroom.
Oh, to a bedroom. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, so no garage, just a driveway, just a parking space. And so that is what we say. That's not, that's just converted, no garage at this point. So, but apparently in the city of Glendale, a parking space is just required. That's all you need, I guess, in the city of Glendale. And there's another part of the frontage of the front yard. So they've done a lot of, Frank, can I ask you, did you ever ask them how much money they put into this property in terms of dollars?
No, I didn't talk dollar figure.
Okay,
But I mean, I could only guess that they probably put at least $50,000 right off the bat. They do have a new sewer line also connecting into the
okay,
street. Everything is new.
okay. I was gonna say
Insulation,
50,
everything.
I was gonna say 50 to maybe even 75, possibly getting up there.
I,
Maybe,
I'd,
maybe,
I'd imagine so.
maybe touching 75, 100. Uh, I don't know about that because the house is so much smaller. But yeah, they look like they put a good amount of money, and very good, the way they did it went very well. Uh, really nice, really nice upgrades. So now you have a picture of kind of what's, what they did within the last couple of years. And this is good customer service what Frank is doing here. It's not, it's not gonna they're not gonna list. They're they just, but Frank is keeping that connection, right, with a prior uh buyer that he assisted, right? And that's what we need to do, right? Always stay in connection with our buyers, especially with something like this. Who knows if they ever want to sell this home, or maybe they do want to buy another home, or they have family members. But Frank
They,
is keeping Frank
yeah,
is keeping them.
part of the conversation was looking onto investment properties next, or possibly a home to grow into as they are, possibly planning on having a family. So,
Right.
but
Is this
maintaining that relationship with the people
right?
key for sure.
Is this a younger couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a starter home for somebody, right? This is their starter home, which is great, and then uh, and they put a lot of money into this house. So, but this is your typical starter home, right? Young
Yes.
family. Do they have children?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, planning on having children. This is your initial. So they did what they needed to do on this initial property, and that's great. They did everything they did. I would say is the right thing to do. They made this little home into something very special, right? Something very special that they're not going to have an issue, or if they ever think about selling this property, I don't think they're ever going to have an issue selling it because of the upgrades that they made. And basically, they had the investment, right? Of buying a home not only is a home, a house, a home, it's also an investment. So they put their money into investing in this property, and they might reap the benefits later. But they definitely have a nice little investment property there. And apparently, what Frank was saying, they're considering it possibly getting into buying investment property. So very good. I like that. You did a great job on those improvements. So I'm going to stop sharing that, and
Yeah,
we're going to move.
quick thing, Renee, quick note there. The second bathroom is actually built into the bedroom, but is not enclosed. It's kind of like an open style bathroom. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's not showing on the tax record, but it is there.
Is it permitted?
No, I don't believe so. Because it's yeah, it's not showing on the tax record, and I don't believe that it was already there when they bought it.
Oh, but they don't think it's not permitted.
No.
They just upgrade, okay. Which
Yeah.
is fine as long as it's disclosed, right? As long as full disclosure, things like that. It's a bathroom area. I've seen that before, where you have a bedroom and they kind of make a bathroom space, right?
Yeah.
It's like a bathroom space. It's really unique. It's really unique, but I've seen it before. It's not really a room. It's just a space.
Yeah.
And so I can kind of visualize it, because not this one, but I've seen it only one time before, something like that, where they just kind of put a shower and a toilet and a sink, kind of
Yeah.
in an area, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I've seen that before. So good job. If they're, I don't know if they're on the online right now on the Zoom, but I would definitely give a thumbs up to the improvements that they made to this property. So real quick, let's let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. So I'm going to get into my presentation here. I'm going to go into first the legals on this property, kind of give you the details of it, kind of show you what we have here. I'm going to share my screen. Sorry for the delay here. So this is where the property is at. I'm going to show you this again. The property is 1014 East Elk Avenue. And as you see here in this area is a very mixed neighborhood. A lot of multi-use property here. It looks like it fronts to a multifamily complex. Looks like it backs to a multifamily complex of some kind. I think on the corner here is multifamily. And if I pan out a little bit, you're going to see, can everybody see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, okay. As I pan out here, that you can see that this area has a lot of apartments and multifamily. So this is a very mixed area. Frank, are you still there?
Yes.
Have they had any issues with the renters in front of them, behind them? Any drawbacks from that?
No, although there are, quite a few multifamily buildings around there, the rents are pretty high. Neighborhood is very sought after, very close to a very high-end plaza.
Right.
I know it looks like it's very compacted around there, but
Right.
they haven't had not even the slightest bit of an issue at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So that's always a question mark when we start buying, seeing properties that, back and front to multifamily, because there's going to be a lot of people there, right? It's not just your regular neighbor across the street. You're going to have multiple families living in front of you, living behind you, living on the corner. So that's always something to recognize when you get into a situation like that, like this right here. Fortunately, this is not an issue here. Fortunately, this is not an issue, but sometimes it becomes an issue. But here in Glendale, apparently this is like Frank was saying, this is kind of a sought after area. So these are always things that, you know, to keep in your head when you're showing property. Always be looking at the exterior, at the community, at the neighborhood. What are some things that, you know, could be some negative obsolescences, you know, exterior obsolescence that those apartment fronting or backing or siding, those are, you know, possibly could be some issues that might be a drawback. But fortunately for them in this situation, it's not bad. It's not bad for them. So that's definitely a good thing, right? So always be on the lookout, not just at the property, but always be looking at the surrounding neighborhood, right? We're always looking at the surrounding neighborhood when we're showing property or even listing property. We definitely need to know the neighborhood when we're listing property. So 1014 Elk Avenue. 1014 Elk Ave. So this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's sold for $628. And like I said, it closed on early January of 2021. So they've had it for a couple of years. 773 square feet, small, tiny little lot, 2,500 square foot lot, built in 1921. But I'm assuming in this area, there's going to be quite a few probably lots somewhat similar to this. We will see. We will see, right? We'll see. So so let's go real quick. So we're going to start doing what we always do first, our 1004 MC. I want to see where the market's going within the last year, especially now. We're always hearing the market's going down, the market's slowing down. Not in all areas, and not in all phases, and not in all types of property. We have seen in other Zooms that we've done, in multifamily, seems like the market is staying pretty steady. And I think in some areas we've even seen an appreciation of property values with multifamily property, which makes sense, I think, because a lot of times now people are investing in multifamily, want to get that rental income. So that might make some sense. So you can't make a blanket statement saying that every neighborhood and every property in Southern Cal or California is going down or it's stabilizing. We see some stability, but we also see some decline. But with this 1004 MC that I'm going to be showing you, this will show what this will see what kind of where the market's heading in this area code of 91205. Okay. So this is a great thing to show your 90205 your potential listing clients, your buyers. Also, it's also a good thing showing you don't want to offer too much, right, on these properties when you see that the market is possibly going the opposite way. So I'm just taking this area code, right? 90215. I'm just doing single families. That's all I'm doing. This is just going to give me some general information. All I want is I changed it to 365 days. I want to see the market trends within the past year. I want to see where the market's head from 12 months ago. So I got coming soon's actives, active under contract, pending, and closed for a year back, right? Just for the sales. The other listings and stuff, I want the most current stuff. And just single family. I'm just looking at single families right now. I don't care about condos. I don't care about PUDs. I don't care about multifamily. I'm just considering single family, right? Because that's what I'm looking at, is this little single family home. So, and I'm not putting any criteria, no criteria. I just want homes, single family homes within the past year. And why am I not getting any? My mouse is a little, oh, 91205, sorry. My mouse is a little shaky right now. It's 91205. Okay. Now, we don't have that many. We only have about 49 properties, which is not a lot, not a lot at all. So we're going to click on all of these. And this will show me where the market is going in this zip code of 91205 within the last 12 months, right? All properties. This could be a hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff. So let's see what goes, how it goes. So we're going to click on print. I'm going to scroll down to the 1004 MC market conditions report summary. And what I'm going to do also is I'm going to print to PDF. And this is going to show us where the market is going, right, within the past 12 months, just in this area code, right? Not all of Glendale, but see, look at all, there must be a lot, Frank, there's a lot of large properties in this area.
It's, I mean, there are some, but most of them are kind of same that 2,500 to 3,000 square foot lots.
Right.
Yeah.
So this case, this is not going to work out too great because these, of course, we're not at 1.5 and 1.7. So we might have to alter our criteria a little bit, possibly. So we could go back and see what our criteria. So I'm going to go back to my criteria. Again, I think I need a new battery for my mouse. And we're going to undo this, go back. We're going to go criteria here. So this doesn't always work. So in this case, let's see, we might have to put a little criteria in this one. Let's go about 500 feet to about, I don't know, go 1,500 feet. Oh, okay, so we're gonna go here, 500 to 1,500, just so at least we have some data. Let's click them all, let's select them all, then let's try again. Let's try again. Let's see what happens here. That's the thing when you start doing valuations, it's always a hit and miss, searching. Market condition summary. So now this is a little bit better. This is a little bit better. At least we don't have billion-dollar properties. So we always got to readjust, right? We don't, usually I just pull, properties that I don't really put a lot of criteria. This one I had to, right? Because it seems like we are just a small little house in a location that has larger homes. So as you can see here, as of this is broken down from 7 to 12 months, 4 to 6 months, and then the most current is the third little section here at the end. So as you can see here, the total number of comparable sales is definitely going down from 15 to 10 to 2. So we definitely know that the market is slowing down in this zip code with this type of home. We can also see where the median comparable sales price from 1.1 billion to 867. So that we kind of know now, just based on these two components, these two criteria, we're seeing that the market is going down, is slightly adjusting down, right? Active listings but it seems like there was one active listing at the beginning of the year. Now there's about 5 now. So there's a little bit more activity there, but let's see list prices. List prices are going up at 1.175 to 8.999 to 945. So it rose up a little bit, right? So we're going up a little bit in terms of list price. And we have a little bit more list. That's interesting, right? That's definitely interesting that our list prices are going going up. It looks like within the past 3 months. And then finally here at this bottom here, medium sales price to medium list price, it's 110%, 107 to 102. 100% means it's sold at list price. It's sold at list price. So at 12 months ago, they were selling 110%. So they're selling above list, which makes sense, right? We know that things are selling above list. Even the middle of the year, they were selling above list price, 107, right? But now we're getting closer to list price now. Now we're at 102. So now we're seeing a gradual decline that people aren't paying so much more above list price right now, right? And who knows where this is going to go? We're still in January, right? So as well, they're planning on increasing the Fed is planning on increasing the interest rates again next month. So I don't know if you heard, they're planning on another 50 basis points to the interest rate. So who knows where that's going to go and how many times we're going to do that. They're going to do that within the year. So that's another indicator, that where the market's going to go. So right now we can see that the trend in this zip code, in this neighborhood, in this zip code, in this type of property, this square footage, this not the larger properties, but this one, the trend is going down, right? So that's always something good to show your client, your potential listing clients, your buyers for sure too. This is just good information to have. And all this is instead of just telling them, you're showing them, with numbers from the MLS that we use every day, right? This is all information from the MLS. We're not pulling it from the sky, right? This is all information from the MLS that this is where this indication, this shows that the market is going down, right? Any questions so far? Hello? Anybody?
Hey, Coach.
Okay.
Yes, we have some availability next month.
Okay. So somebody needs to mute. Oh, I think they muted. Okay. So that's some good information. So that's usually where I start. I want to see where the market trends are going. I want to see where the trend is going, as we can see that it's trending down, right? So now we're going to go back to our comps. We kind of know that the trend is going down, which makes all kinds of sense. So now what I'm going to do, now we got a really unique type property, right? So I'm looking for something small, really small. And I don't care if I need to go a year back. You know what I mean? This information, it goes back 12 months. But I want the main thing in this house, of course, is the upgrades. The upgrades are huge, but also the size, right? The size. So at this point, this one here, it's 640 square feet, built in 1912. We're built in 1921. So it's an older home. Let's take a look. Wow, okay. So this house looks like our house. Look at the upgrades on this one. This is a really good comparable. And it has a lot, just lot size, almost a little bit smaller than ours. 2173. This is but let's see when this one sold. It closed February of 2022. So the market was a lot hotter then than it is now, right? In February of early last year, but still a great comparable. Listed for $699, sold for $750. So that's a really good, I would lean a lot of my value on this one, even though it sold earlier in the year. $799, got some listings at $799. This one also looks, let's see, not as nice as ours. Let's see, not as, no, doesn't look as nice as ours. Property fully remodeled, new kitchen, $799. Okay, well, it's updated, so yeah, it looks good. I think ours looks nicer for some reason, but still similar year built, 1928. Little bit larger lot. But so these two properties look really, really good in terms of determining value for this property. So we're at 750, 799, another 750 on Maynard Street. And let's see this one. Not a lot of photos. So this one doesn't look like it's probably been upgraded. Little bit larger than us. And this one sold for 750. And when did it sell? It sold in what's that? September of last year. So that's pretty current. So we're at 750, 750, 795. This one on Lincoln. Let's see Lincoln. Another 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Even though we said that our property is 2 baths, really technically it's not a full bathroom. So it's a kind of a space, a bathroom space. So comparing it to a 1-bathroom versus what we have, I feel comfortable with that. That'd be still okay because it's not a real full bathroom, right? Even though there is bathroom utility facilities there. So again, this is another good one. Looks like there is some upgrades here, maybe not as well maintained. Nothing like ours, but this one sold for $795. I'm assuming this one sold earlier. This one sold in August. So so we're at 750, 750, 795. That's where we're. And here's another 795, another one on Lincoln. And this one looks like, notice large city porch, not a lot of photos. Looks like a little Tudor, home. Also design is a very important thing too. A lot of people like specific types of homes, like Mediterranean or Spanish. This one kind of looks like a Tudor home. So always got to be concerned about Tudor design also. And as an agent, as a real estate agent, we need to know these designs. These are things we need to know, right? What's a Tudor versus a Mediterranean versus a Spanish versus all these Victorian, all these different things. We need to be on top of our game to know what these the design styles of these properties are. Kind of looks like a Tudor to me, type of home. So that's another thing I'm going to be going over into these trainings too. One of these days is I'm going to be going over design styles, right? You know, how to pick out and what to determine and how these things look. You know, it's like, oh, by the way, that looks like a bed, you know, or a Victorian. And this one closed in October of 2022 at 795. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of photos on this property, but it looks like based on the outside that possibly they could have put some work into this. And now we have one on Fisher at 800. And here, oh, see, so this was not that nice. And it sold for 800,000, but it was listed at 924. Wow, okay. But this one sold early of last year. So I don't know what happened here, but this house looks like it needs some work. Maybe they like the design of the property, but in terms of value, this was an anomaly. This one, oh, maybe that I can see. Okay, maybe here you go. This one you can put multi units on it. So I think they purchased it for the lot. What you can do for it with it, you could actually add another unit on there. So I think that the reason why this property sold a little bit higher than the others, and even though this one needs work, is you can put another price. It's a duplex. You can put 2 properties on this. So it sold for lot utility, right? Any questions so far? Any questions on this one at all? Anything that that you can think of? This one's a little unique, but I can see, as you can see where we're at, it looks like we're definitely going to be in the mid to high sevens in terms of value, maybe even touching 8 possibly. But I think I'd be very, you bought it for they bought it for 628. I think we're probably somewhere with all those upgrades and things like that. And based on time, we might be in the mid sevens now in terms of value. Maybe even a little higher. Frank, are you there? I don't think Frank is there. But anyway, so if they're looking at that, I don't know if Stefan, are you online here? Are you on the
Yes,
training
I am.
today? Hey, Stefan, how are you? This is your property. By the way, you did a great job on your property. It looks really nice.
Well, thank you.
Frank shared some of the photos with us, and I with me, and I shared it with the class. And
Yes, I joined a little bit too late. I didn't see the link only like 20 minutes later.
oh, okay. Well, you kind of, I think I saw you when you stepped in, but you kind of came in with a weird determinants of value, things like that. Can I ask you how much you put into your property in terms of dollar amount? Like, that's just a ballpark.
Yes, I think we got to a 105.
Oh, 105. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did
Oh.
a lot myself, so
Okay.
I think if you would have been to use a contractor for everything what we've done, would
Right.
have been much more.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Probably for sure. But if you did a lot of it on your own, so you saved a lot of money there. But so a little over 100. I was guessing about 75. But yeah, I'm not surprised at 100,000 because you did a lot. You did a lot too, not only inside but outside too. You did the landscape.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you did you put a new roof on there too?
Yes. Well, we took everything off the house, so all the siding
Oh, okay.
and then all the interior. We kind of like took our clothes off, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So you just scraped everything and you just did it for, okay. So, okay.
Correct. Yes. Well, everything is brand new, like electrical, plumbing,
Right. But
all the finishes, insulation. Didn't have insulation before.
okay. Yeah. Well, it's an older home built in the early to mid 20s. So yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand that. So, so based on what I'm looking at, I know Frank had said you're not listing it. You just want to look at value and things like that. I think you're definitely somewhere in the mid 700s, like 750. Probably, again, I didn't see it, so, but maybe a little bit higher than that. But I think whatever in terms of time and all the improvements that you did, definitely a great investment for you because you definitely improved the value of your home. So over $100,000 at least, based on what I see here, that you probably could get, definitely in the mid sevens, if not a little bit higher, possibly, in terms of value. So is that
I'm
kind of
here
something?
now.
I'm talking to Stefan, and I was telling him we're kind of looking at like in the mid sevens. Kind of looking at the mid sevens, maybe a little bit higher.
I think that if we had gone back later in the comps, the values are probably higher because everybody across the board has seen a decline,
right.
Some places substantially.
Right.
But I think if someone were to walk in the home too,
right,
in the future, I'd say in the next 3 to 5 years, it's going to come up substantially. And if someone were to walk in the home, he's done such beautiful work that they'd probably pay over for it,
Oh, well, yeah, well, right now, because like I said, the trend lines are going down, right? So right now today, probably, mid high sevens, maybe touching 8, maybe But again, we're in this market right now, right? So, but if you hold it, in another couple of years, I mean, yeah, you might even, get possibly over that. Nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball, but it's definitely a property that's going to hold its value for sure, because of all the improvements that were made on it. So that's a good one. That's good. I mean, so that should make you, and just to let everybody know, in this case, he put in $100,000, and his house is probably worth over 100,000 or more. But that's not always the case, right? That's not always the case. So let people know, just because you put a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 into your home doesn't mean your house is worth $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 more, right? It only means that it's always worth whatever the market, shows. If you put a 20, 30, 40, remodeled your kitchen and bathrooms, and you put 50,000 in, doesn't mean your house is worth 50,000 more. It just should, you got to look at the comps and see what the value of those comps with similar upgrades of the kitchen and bathrooms, what those houses are going for. And maybe they're only going about maybe 20, 30,000 more, but not the whole 50. So just to make sure, just to let people know, when the dollar amounts you put into your home in terms of dollar doesn't always come out in value when you're going to sell your home, right? But in this case, it does. In this case, it does, right? He put in a little over 100,000, and it looks like his house is worth, more than $100,000 more than what he paid for it. So that's a good investment right there for sure. Any questions on that? Stefan, you have any questions? Anybody else on the Zoom have any questions on this? So this is a good example of the value of good upgrading to your homes, because don't they ask you, a lot of people, a lot of buyers, a lot of listing sellers, so what do I need to do to improve the value of my home, right? That's a lot of times. What are upgrades that I need? Well, of course, kitchens and bathrooms, right? Kitchens and bathrooms are the number one things that people look at, right? Your a remodeled kitchen or remodeled bathrooms. Those are the top two that I would say that those, if you're going to do anything to your home, that's what you need to do. That's what if you want to do that. So this is a good training, a good lesson, a good showing of how well, if you do the upgrades very well, how much more you can get into in terms of value of your home, and making smart investments into your home. And then like the windows and doors and flooring and roof, and of course those are also very attractive things. And also landscaping. So, visual, we're all visual. We see something nice. It's like, okay, it looks good outside. Maybe the inside, in this case, it looks good inside and out. And it made a little house, made a little home look even nicer, right? So, so just always remember that those are the things that we want to update if we're going to do any type of updates.
Can I ask you a question? When you planning to sell a house, do the sellers ever ask, or it doesn't matter if you tell them that all the plumbing, all the underground, all the way to the street, it's redone, it's brand new. Part of
yes.
the roofing, part of the insulation, part of the fact that the house is much more hermetic, and it's it became right now in the first 20% of Glendale houses as the efficiency.
Right.
So
I
those
would.
things matter when you try to.
Oh
sell?
yes, definitely. The water main. Yeah. I had to replace my water main years ago. So I know how much they cost and the work involved in that. Uh, I didn't do the work, but I know how much it is and how much it costs to redo a water main. Uh, so yes, I would if you're thinking about listing this property years from now or whatever, I would point out every little detail, everything that you did to this home and how much. Well, I don't know if you want to say how much you spent, but every little detail, the quality of the upgrades, the materials you used, high end materials like that fireplace is really nice, and all the materials. I would the exterior stuff too, the water main, the roof, the windows. If you redid the windows, I would definitely highlight all of those areas if you're going to sell, for sure, for sure.
I was
I would.
just wondering if people are willing to pay in, let's say, I give an idea, if the house is 800K, and if you put on the table all these upgrades that you did, not just aesthetical, but the things that are inside, from the insulation to the roof to, windows, underground, and all the electrical. I was wondering if that makes the buyer to pay more.
I would say possibly. I would say definitely possibly, because of course these are things that are hidden that you can't really see, right? Of course, we can't see those things. But like I said, if you make them known and you list them all, of course people read it and see it and hear it and like, okay, well, I can't see all this stuff, but if all this stuff, I could say yes, possibly. I would say yes, but somebody might pay a little bit more for all those other things, right? That somebody, but it just all depends. It just all depends on the buyer, their motivation. If they want to spend a little bit more, or pay a little bit more for these other things. So the answer to your question is possibly. It could possibly do that. So I would say that'd be my answer in terms of that. But it's hard. It's hard to determine what a buyer is going to want or how much they're going to pay for a certain thing. But and then if you get into a price, bidding war, who knows? But right now, you just never know. The market is on a kind of stabilizing downturn right now, due to interest rates and all kinds of different other things, inflation and all kinds of other different things. But in a better market, uh, like the market we had like about a year ago or so, then yeah, who knows what people would pay for those other upgrades that you don't really see, uh, that are in the walls, so possibly yes. But my thing to you is I would put everything down, everything, materials, everything that you use, all the upgrades. I would definitely describe every single one of those. Any other questions at all? Anybody? Anyone? Any other general questions, not just on this property, or just if you have any other general questions?
Do you have anything that I can take as homework? I know I spoke about this a few weeks ago and then I went on vacation.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. As a matter of fact, that next week I did do homework, but you were not there.
Okay. Yeah, I did mention I'm going, so I'm back.
Oh, you
So
did? Oh, I didn't catch that, but I will start doing that too. I will start doing that too.
yeah, if you have anything for homework today, I
Not
will
today.
grab
I don't
it.
have anything today, but next training for sure. Yes, for sure. I'm going to have something. But I did do that, by the way. I did do that, and it was I think it was an expired listing in Long Beach or something like that. But next I will be giving out homework and we could go over that too. So but today I don't have anything. I didn't even research it or anything like that, because as of that day, nobody really said anything about it. So, but I do remember. I remember that for sure. But next
Okay.
week, I'll have something.
I was in and out of today's meeting, so I might have missed this conversation if you already had it. So my question was just quickly, I don't want you to repeat yourself too much,
Uh-huh.
but the house that we spoke about that got renovated, it was very well done. So I just wanted to take get an idea as to for how much was it bought, when, and in this market, if no renovation was done, how much would you expect it to go for? And because of the renovation done in this market, how much would you expect it to go for?
So, good question for sure. Well, it sold for $628.
In 2020?
I'm gonna pull it up again. It's in December of 2020.
Okay.
Elk Avenue. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, sold for $628. It contracted in December of 2020 and closed on January 8th of 2021.
What does contracted mean?
Went into escrow.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, well, sorry, let me take that back. The contract date on the RPA,
Mhm.
on the RPA,
Uh-huh,
whether
yeah.
both the buyer and seller,
Mhm,
that
mhm.
date,
Okay.
that date that they
Mhm.
both the buyer and seller, that's the contract date, right?
Okay, got it.
That's the contract date. So that's the contract date, and then of course it goes into escrow at that point, right?
Right.
So, but that is when both buyer and seller agree, and that's the contract date. And then of
Mhm.
course you're going to go into escrow, and then
Mhm.
that's the closing date,
Okay,
right? And that
okay.
could be what, 30, 20, 30, 45 days, down
Later.
the road.
Got it.
So
Mhm.
there's a difference between your contract date is when the contract is signed by both buyer and seller, right? And then your closing date is when escrow closes and recorded, right? Property is recorded,
Mhm.
right?
Got it.
That's the closing date, right? Right. So this one's closed, well, in early December or January of 2021 for 628.
Okay.
For 628. Without the upgrades, without the upgrades that we saw, let's look at that. Without the upgrades. Well, I think with the upgrades, you're going to be at 775, I mean, with the upgrades, about 775, maybe 800. I think
Mhm.
without your upgrades, this one at 750 is completely remodeled, and it's sold for 750. So with all these upgrades, and there's no comp smaller than this one or less than this one, I'm assuming you're gonna be probably closer to maybe the high sixes, maybe without those upgrades, like maybe 675-ish or so, somewhere in that neighborhood,
Mhm.
based on just on appreciation. But if it wasn't upgraded like that, we're probably selling in the mid to higher 600,000s.
Got it.
But this house here on Louise Street, this one just looks like ours almost. I don't know exactly if it has exactly the same stuff as ours, but just by looking at it, I don't know about the insulation. I don't know about any of the main line. I don't know anything about that, right? Just
Mhm.
based on the pictures, this one sold for 750. And if we have other little things on ours, like you were saying, all the insulation and roof and all the other little details he did, we're probably worth, 775, maybe even 800,000 right now. So there's definitely going to be a discrepancy between not updated versus updated, remodel, upgraded, right?
Right. So would you say that any house that is remodeled well enough, you could approximately expect, say, 50,000 gain?
You can't, I can't really determine, whatever the market shows. In this case, his house is probably worth over 100,000. He put 100,000, house is probably worth over 100,000 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't just say, oh, if you put this, it's worth this, you have to sit down, and in this case, it worked out for him. But in other cases, it depends on a lot of things. When you start updating homes, it depends on what you updated, the quality of those upgrades,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like those were, just looking at those photos, those are high-end upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another thing, right? What you upgraded, how much upgrading you did, all the, like he had all the other little details he did, all the other little things. So when you say, when you generically say I put 50,000, well, what 50 did you put? I mean, where did you put that 50?
No,
Right?
I'm saying I've heard on TV, when you watch all these shows
Right.
where they flip or they renovate or they
Right.
design, that they give the statistics, and I don't know where it comes from, that usually houses that are stage always get 20 or 30,000 higher than the asking price, or
Well,
the houses that
staging,
are
there's
renovated.
probably,
Hmm.
well, yes, staging, that's probably, they have price of statistical things that, they probably sell higher staged versus non-staged. I'm sure
Hmm.
somebody's taking, I don't know about that one. That's maybe
That was
Frank
just an
knows about
example.
staging versus non-staging, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't,
I'm just giving an example, like
yeah,
how they're giving you a statistic, like,
yeah. Yep.
overall, on an average, if you stage, you get more. If you renovate, you get more. And
Yeah,
they throw a price, and I'm thinking, is that common knowledge, or
it's
standard? Yeah.
it's probably statistics that they see, because they probably flip a lot of homes. So
Mm-hmm.
they probably statistically, what they've probably experienced, and maybe from other things, they're they have this certain percentage that your home will value at that amount a little bit. So statistics are statistics. You just never know. I mean,
Okay.
it's hard, and but generally, you can listen to that and take it. Take it. Okay, statistically, yeah, it's about that much. But is that in every case? It's case by case. It's case by case. But it's good knowledge. It's some
Makes
good
sense.
knowledge to have and to keep and maybe use.
Hmm.
Statistically, this is what they say. Again, you got to remember when you're watching those shows, right? Uh, their
Yeah.
entertainment value,
Yeah.
so you really got to be a little not skeptical,
Everything with
but
a pinch of salt. I get it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, take everything with a little grain of salt, and just be a little just a little, just but good information, and enjoy the information. It's a starting point, but I wouldn't just say that's a general rule.
Right.
But
So another
I think they
question,
get
or rather a
uh,
suggestion, you did
uh,
mention about the type of home, right? And even
uh,
during my exams, I struggled a lot to understand the differences.
uh,
So just an overall, and it doesn't have to be today, it
uh,
could be in the future sessions. If we
uh,
can just go through, how do you recognize different kinds of home? What's more common in California? What's common in LA?
I am going to do that. I'm going to be doing a design training,
Right.
picking, showing designs, different
Yeah.
designs.
Yeah.
This is what you see in this. This is what you see in this type of home. This is what you see in this type of home. Right? Blah 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 blah. Right. So
Yes.
so as a realtor, these are the things that you need to pick up. Because a lot of people are very they want a certain type of home, right? They
Yes.
want a Spanish style home. They want, for some, the people are very, there's a lot of buyers out there that have very different needs or wants, right?
And there
You
are
know,
also
so
many who are enthusiastic about it, also know various things. So when they throw some
yeah,
lingo at you and you being a realtor doesn't know, it doesn't look good. So
yeah, no, well, yeah, there's a lot of, well, yeah, those people that are, you know, that are attracted to like different types of homes. That's like that one house looked like a Tudor home. A lot of people like
yeah,
Tudor homes. So if you have a buyer who's looking for a Tudor, then I would definitely learn by Tudor, you know. And
exactly. Even something like if someone comes to say like, hey, I'm looking for a tutor, I would wonder what a tutor is.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm gonna show you guys, kind of what it looks like, kind of, you know, a lot, sometimes, you know, it's not cut and dry all the time. But yeah, so I am going to go over design styles, uh, and different things like that, because sometimes a certain amount of style gets more than another style, right? Sometimes there's in some neighborhoods, like sometimes the Spanish style is very popular, right?
Yes,
Spanish
yes.
style homes, like in Pasadena and other areas, they're very, very popular. People want those because they like the design, they like the way it looks, the blah, 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 blah. So
Oh,
people will pay a little bit more for those designs
actually, I can
something else.
if I look it up, maybe next one I can show you one of the open houses that I went to. It was Spanish,
Uh,
and it was so tastefully done. It's
yeah.
very unexpected,
Uh,
and the choice of tiles,
right.
the design within the bathroom,
Uh,
and the choice of the artifacts that they tried to put
right.
in, the accessory, everything was very tasteful. A small
Right.
house, but very tasteful. Even the
Yeah.
backyard was done really well.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
So
that's another thing too. It's not just the design; it's also the inside, how it conforms to the time period, right? To the
yes,
design of the property, to the design of the interior, right? That nice Spanish style tile, and you know, all the different nooks and crannies of those things, right? As long as it
yes,
ties together, yes, sometimes people will definitely pay a little more for that.
yes. You walk in, everything flows in well. It doesn't look like it was some interior designer who did that, yet everything flows well,
Right, right,
gels and works very
right,
complementary to each other. So I
right.
can dig up that address and maybe share that next time
Yeah,
if you're
next time,
doing.
yeah, definitely share that with us.
Yes.
Definitely share that with us on the next one, and
Hmm.
we could go over that for sure. And share. Oh, so yeah, that would be a really good one too. But yeah, I am going to start doing design trainings too. Also, the people that came in late, I'm gonna do a checklist of all the when you go through a property, you know, things to check off to when you're
Yes.
inspecting a property.
Yes.
You know, the repairs needed, things to look for, you know, so for you know, when you're doing a listing or helping out a buyer, right? We want to look
Yes,
at
and to that, again, I'm more of a doer learner,
uh,
so that's a
right.
great idea. But once you share that, I would like an exercise. Maybe you can pull a property up and ask
Well,
me
yeah,
or
I'm gonna
us.
start doing that too. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start doing small little short little snippets of when we go out to open houses and stuff, and if I see something, I'm gonna start doing a little a YouTube video, little short little bit about what it is, how we need to, what it looks like, how do you need to repair it. These are things, just things that you need to look out for, you know, just little. So I'm gonna start adding those to these trainings too.
Right, and
Yeah.
ask me questions. So
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna ask. Well, it's gonna be an open forum like it always is. So if I don't
yeah.
ask, you can always chime in. You can always say, "Hey, Renee, I got a question," right? So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start doing that too in our open houses. When I start seeing some things, I'm gonna start to, you know, pointing those out, doing, you know, quick little videos on that too. So we're gonna be, you know, so hopefully you can see, not just tell me us telling you about it. You can actually see, you know, different things. So that's gonna be that is going to be trained on too also. So I'm gonna put my number here, my cell number. If you guys need to reach out to me. I know a lot of you have my number already. That is my cell number. If you don't, if you're new to this training, you can reach out to me, give me a text me and say, hey, Rene, by the way, blah, 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 blah. I have this issue. I'll get back to you. We can either do a Zoom or just call on the phone. It just depends on you. Or if you have a property, hey, Rene, I need a value on this. What do you think about this? Blah, 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 blah. We could, do a Zoom on that. That's a little bit more involved. But yeah, you can. I'm always, I'm available. I might not get to you like immediately, but I'll get to you very soon. But I get that a lot. People text me all the time, and I'll get back to them. And either we do a Zoom or we'll talk on the phone. Different things like that. So that's my number. That's my cell number. So typically a text kind of works a little bit better.
Hold on. Did you put it in the chat? I don't see it.
Yeah. I did it. I'm sorry. Oh, I did. Did you see it?
No, is it to
Oh,
everyone? The
okay.
only thing I
Wait.
see is
Oh, here we
Beverly
go.
Pine.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I got it here. It was going. Here you go. You'll see it now. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Renee,
Yes.
I'm taking my broker's license courses,
Oh,
and appraisal is one of the courses that I'm taking. And there's
uh-huh.
15 chapters of extensive, stuff. And I didn't realize all of what is involved in appraisals. And so I'm really glad I took it. And it goes right into every single thing that you're talking about, from design to, just everything. So
Right.
my thing is, why is it that we don't have this extensive appraisal course for our sales license? Why do we have to wait for broker's license to get to familiarize ourselves with appraisals?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
It should have
That is a
been
good,
one
because
of our, yeah, because that's, these are things that we need to be aware of, like the design, it just all the different ways of looking at forms of, I know we're not appraisers, but we do have to deal with the value
Right.
of, putting
Well,
pricing.
it goes hand in hand, right? It goes hand appraising.
Yeah.
It goes hand. Appraisal. We go a little more in, I guess, detail, right?
Yeah.
But it's like what realtors should be doing too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Realtors should basically be doing what we do,
Right.
because we're kind of doing the same. The only thing we're not doing, what realtors are doing.
Uh-huh.
Well, first off, we're not building relationships, right? Because we're like a third,
Right.
we're like a outside, service person, basically, for
Uh-huh.
the lender. But the only thing we're really not doing is we're determining value, but we're not determining list prices.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's what that. Well, getting value is hard too,
Right.
but determining list prices is difficult also.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. And see, now I didn't, I knew the difference, but I didn't really know to what extent the
Right.
differences are. So until I took this course, I'm like, oh my
Right.
gosh, we should be taking this course as
Yeah.
part of our license, not the.
That's true. But I think maybe it's so, yeah, I don't know. The answer to your question is I don't know.
Okay.
But I think it'd be helpful to have all that for agents also, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Right. Right.
And now I have 15 chapters from A through
50
Z.
chapters of appraisal.
Yeah,
Lucky you.
it's all good information.
But But I took my broker's license test years ago, like a long time ago. But I don't even remember the test, to tell you the truth. But I'm sure it's probably changed since I've taken mine.
Yeah.
But good luck with that. I hear it's
Oh.
pretty tough.
Oh, yeah, no, I passed the test, which
Oh, you
I,
did? Oh, congratulations.
yeah, I passed it, but it was extensive, I gotta say, so.
Yeah, it's difficult. But congratulations on that. Very
Thanks.
good. You just passed it? You just took it and passed it?
Yeah, I haven't taken the overall broker's license test, but it's the actual course itself. So it's
Yeah. Oh, okay.
18 days of,
You haven't taken the
yeah,
broker's test yet?
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-mm,
No, yeah,
not
I was
yet,
gonna,
but I
yeah,
will pass that.
yeah, no, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. But don't let it intimidate you. Just go for it. And
Yeah,
so yeah, but yeah, the answer to your question, I don't know why they don't give you that much appraisal stuff, but it's all together. We
yeah.
should be all doing the same thing, looking and see, and I think that's where the disconnect is.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Appraiser,
you're
we're
right.
looking for specific things, and agents, you guys, we're all looking for things, but sometimes we kind of gloss over some things, maybe,
Uh-huh.
or maybe not go into such detail. Maybe we're not researching enough, for our clients, for our sellers and buyers,
Right.
but should it should be, pretty much, or due diligence, basically.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, they have samples of everything, including
Yeah.
repair list and stuff. So if you need any of it, I have the latest.
Oh, okay. Well, text it to me, or I can put my email address here too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my email address here too. Chat. Okay, so that's my email address. If you have that, that'd be great. To make that checklist, and I could probably add some more things on too. So, well, thank you
Yeah,
so
you got
much.
it. Uh-huh.
Great, thank you, Cecilia.
Yeah, no, thank you for these courses.
Oh, no problem.
Mhm.
Frank, are you out there? I don't know.
I am here. My
Okay.
apologies. I've been working.
Oh, no, I know you're. Do you have any other last comments, or?
No, I mean, when it comes down to it, I think that, people have to, agents understand markets basically, and for those agents that just came into the industry here, they're not as impacted as those who get in a routine, get into a rhythm, and they see the good days. And then days like we're having right now, which are not so good. The more experienced agents are the ones that are more impacted by it because they know what the good times are like. I actually like the mind state of the newer agent coming in because they have no idea. They have no clue how much better it was or how worse it was 20 years ago or anything. They don't have anything to gauge it. So in that sense, newer agents, to me, can have a tremendous amount of success because they don't have any of those fears and concerns and things like that. Where experienced agents, just like when we get a new revision to a contract, the experienced agents are the one who are going cuckoo, not the new agents. They don't know any better. To them, it's all brand new. So if anything, just understand markets, come to these comps training so you can get a better idea on how to evaluate the value of a property, of a home. But just know that, values are going to go up, values are going to go down, values are going to go up. When the getting's good, you utilize the things that are available to you. Like when your home value goes up and you have tons of equity, that's your opportunity to take equity and do other things with it. When it goes down, just hang on because historically it will come back. We don't have a crystal ball, like Rene said, but historically real estate comes back. Over time, it comes back and it grows and grows and grows.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So, in conclusion, thank you everybody for coming tonight. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are staying dry wherever you're at. I know the rain's been crazy. And we will be doing different things on this training throughout the year. I will be getting that list. If Cecilia, you could send that list to me, that'd be great. I'm gonna do it on my own.
Yeah.
Just real quick, also, we're gonna have a live training tomorrow at the office in Long Beach at 12. I think it's 12 noon, right, Frank?
Yes, 12 noon, the Long Beach office. And we're going to have Richard Daskim talk about, actually, I know on the flyer that we put controlling your real estate budget, but he's actually going to talk about in detail about prospecting and of course, how to control your budget with prospecting. But I think if anything, you agents out there should get in here because he's going to share all his secrets on how he prospects. And we're talking about an agent that consistently for years and years and years does at least 35 transactions a year, and majority of those, almost about 30 of those a year, are listings. So it'd be interesting to hear how he's controlling his budget, how he's prospecting, where he's putting his time, how he's managing his business to stay as consistent as he is.
Is it only in person or will a Zoom also be on?
We will do it on Zoom, but it's not going to be quite the same experience. So try, if you can make it in, make it in.
Right.
Yeah.
But there will be a Zoom, right? Oh, there
Yes.
will be. Okay. Okay.
Frank,
that's good.
how long will it be?
It's going to be from 12 o'clock, probably until about 1:30, but then who knows with the Q&A, it might be till 2 o'clock or so. And we also will have lunch as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great. All right. I think if that's it, all the comments and concerns. Thank you so much. You have a great evening. Thank you again. Great questions. Good training, good property, Frank, to go over that. That's a really good one that we went over today. Valuing upgrades and things like that. It's difficult. It's kind of tough, but we'll get over it. But again, thank you so much. Have a great evening. We will see you next Wednesday, and have a great week. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.